Uh-uh. A very good morning to all of you and welcome to the session, the Hindu editorial analysis for proficiency in English. As usual, let us start with the snippets. Let us see the first one. What is the first one? Tension prevails. There are two words you have to focus on. One is prevails. The other one, curbs announced in Churachandpur. Churachandpur, a particular place. So, what are the two words you have to focus on? One is tension prevails, prevail. Prevail means to exist for a long time. Prevail is a verb form, one meaning, and prevalence is a noun form. Prevalence, noun form. Prevail has got two different meanings. One meaning, continue, exist for a long time. And prevail upon means control, dominate. He prevailed upon someone, means what? He dominated, controlled someone. The other word we have here, curbs. Curb means to restrict. Curbs means restrictions. Curb, control, curtail. Very good. Who is that? Murli. I appreciate that. Otherwise, nothing to learn. But when you see the word tension, today a lot of people undergo a lot of tension. That is quite natural. Life is like that. But if you take this part of the world, we use tensions. And if you take the Western world, they use the word stress out. Very good. Who is this? Again, Murli. Wonderful. I appreciate. They say, I got stressed out. For that, we say, I got tensed up. Usage is different, meaning is the same. When you're under pressure, distress, then you should say, usually we say, I'm tensed up. They say, I got stressed out. Stress out, an important one. Let us move on to the next one. What is the second snippet over here? Related to international news, Ukraine truce. All our students know this word. They have at the fingertips. Courtesy because of Israel war in the West Asian region and also Russia-Ukraine war. Peace, truce, armistice, all these words you have to recollect. Ukraine truce, Trump to speak with Putin today. To speak with Putin today. Nothing to learn as such. One word is truce, armistice, peace. Vishnu, very good. But here, you should also look at the word today. Why is this word today important? When it comes to tenses, the most important tense is present perfect tense. One of the differences between those who are good at English and those who are not good at English, a usage of how often they use present perfect. Those who are good at English use present perfect quite often, whether conversation English or written English or the workplace. Those who are not good depend a lot on past tense. And when you take the word today, it is incomplete. Whenever we use adverbs of time that are incomplete, we should use present perfect tense. Have seen the manager today. I cannot say I saw the manager today. That's a wrong combination. It's a common error they have given many a time. Let us go to the next snippet. Noted and appreciated. China welcomes Modi's remarks on normalcy. Our Prime Minister must have made a statement regarding normalcy, normal state. Based on that, China has responded positively. And based on that, noted means we made a note of his statement and we appreciate that statement. Noted and appreciated. China welcomes Modi's remarks on normalcy. But to understand that completely, you have to go and read the article. Only then you get complete information. The next one, the painful paradox. Again, many of our students know the word paradox. Praise means applaud, appreciate, praise, applaud. You should also recollect the word flattery. And I've seen a few comments requesting for live messages, live session messages. Do remember they are there. You have to go to the settings and you have to click on live messages, then you get. Perhaps you don't know what to touch and where to click. Please do remember all the comments are available after the session also. But you should know what to touch and where to touch. That is important. Yes, some students have responded, Nagesh and others, Murli also. The moment you see paradox, contradictory situation, something positive at the same time something negative, they exist at the same time, we say paradoxical and also ironical. Another important word you have to recollect. The painful paradox. What is the paradox here? A land with no outbound ticket. Perhaps they are talking about India, a land with no outbound ticket, means they can't go out. India must become a nation where migration is merely an option. India must become, obligation imposed by the writer in this context, India must become what? A nation where migration is merely an option. You can't make out, you have to read the article to understand what exactly these words mean. Let us go to the next one, but again, as a smart learner, the moment you see the word migration, you have to think of migrate, exodus, immigration, emigration, persecution. Merely means sheerly, merely means to the namesake. I can say merely means namesake. Namesake for the sake of it, not in the real sense, not seriously. Who asked that question? I hope you got it. Who is this? Bhanu. Have you got it? My pleasure. 2028 LA Olympics, IOC board approves boxing's inclusion. Approve, you all know the word. To give the approval means what? Yesterday also someone asked, who is this Tota, Sachavati Tota? So I'm new to competitive field, how can I remember all these words or glossary? Yes, of course, you have to segregate the words. That's a very good question, and I would like to answer that all the students over here can get benefited. You have to use 2 or 3 techniques. One technique, you have to segregate the words. Segregate means separate. And you have to create, I usually tell my students, you have to depend on word maps. What is a word map? You take a theme like religion. Write all the words related to religion on a particular page. And whenever you come across new words, you try to keep adding new words. And in a way, you're organizing your vocabulary. And do remember, when we organize the information, it is easy to remember, it is easy to recollect. And without a word map, without word profiles, it is practically impossible to remember all those words. That is the best tip I can give. Approve means to give the approval, means to give the permission. You all know that. And inclusion. It looks like a simple word, but when it comes to mains descriptive English, when you write an essay or something like a report, do remember, you have to use certain power words like inclusive growth, marginalized people, downtrodden people, and alienated people. There you can think of inclusive growth. That's an important expression you have to. And one more, mnemonics, memory techniques. That is also useful. That's all about the snippets. Let us go to the main headline from today's The Hindu paper front page. India's goods trade deficit at 42-month low following dip in gold crude imports. Dip can be a noun, dip can be a verb. Of late, the word dip has been in limelight. What is the reason? Because of Kumbh Mela. Holy dip. Do you guys remember? We have got a few times. They took a holy dip. That dip is different. Here, dip means as a noun, to go down. Dip in something, go down. Exactly. India's goods trade deficit at 42-month low following dip in gold crude imports. Related to economy, you can make out. It is better if you read this article, because I always tell students, whatever goes with economy, always important. Especially as a prospective banker, you should read and you have to improve your intellectual caliber. The next headline, trade discussions with US positive, says official. Again, because of courtesy, Donald Trump, sleep's concept you have to follow. There the 4th letter is economy, E for economy, very important. If you ask me, sir, why is it important? India is a developing country. For any developing country, development is important. Development in which sphere, which realm? Economy, economic development, obviously. Says official. Simple words, nothing to learn but for the word says. Why is it important? A smart learner immediately recollects the rule that goes with indirect speech. Whenever the reporting verb is in present, present perfect, or future, tenses don't change to a corresponding past tense. But usually the reporting verb is in past, then the tenses change. That is the actual rule that one has to remember. But this is also an important one. Let us go to other snippets over here. New US strikes pile pressure on Yemen's Houthis. Pile pressure. You can also think of the word mount pressure. Pile, work is getting piled up. Means what? A lot of work is there to do. And mounting also you can use to get piled up. Exactly. Who is that? Murli again. Today Murli has been quite active. Using elephants at festivals is part of our culture. Someone must have gone to court and demanding something like using elephants at the time of rituals or any festival should be stopped. Based on that, what is the response? The Supreme Court says using elephants at festivals is part of our culture. It is part of Indian culture, especially down south. If you go to the state of Kerala, they use elephants and tuskers, exactly. Wild tuskers we cannot handle, but they do domesticate, they control those elephants, domesticated. And these elephants, they are part of the rituals in Kerala. Sometimes they go a little aggressive, a little wild, but rare incidents, sporadic incidents. Jumbo also you can say, but usually part of Kerala culture. Supreme Court reinforces that idea and says, because it is part of Indian culture, we cannot ask someone to stop that. You should recollect idioms like white elephant, an expensive thing that is difficult to maintain, and elephant in the room, a topic everyone knows but a problem everyone knows but nobody wants to talk about that. Two idioms you have to recollect. Opposition walks out of Rajya Sabha over epic debate. Walk out of Rajya Sabha. What is the reason? Over epic debate. Reinforce means to strengthen. Reinforce means what? To strengthen something, to make something strong. We have a colorful pic over here. You got to be a little careful. It is holy in Impal. The word holy. Youngsters, when they come across the word holy, obviously they think of the festival of colors. And what is the spelling? H-O-L-I. But holy, another word is there, H-O-L-Y. What does it mean? Sacred, divine, holy. And that's an important word because there's an important rule that goes with articles, especially the definite article the. What is that rule? Before any holy book, we have to use a definite article the. Based on that, the Gita, the Bible, the Quran, the Vedas, the Upanishads, that you should recollect. And what is this colorful pic about? You can see Manipuri girls over here. And the news says, holy in Impal, Manipuri girls make their way to Sri Sri Govindaji temple for the special Yoshang holy celebrations in Impal on Sunday. Part of holy festival, they headed towards a particular temple. Regarding that, a pic. Let us go to the next headline over here. India and New Zealand to institutionalize defense security ties, says Modi. A statement from the Prime Minister. Again, we have the reporting verb in present tense. Sanctity, holy, divine, sacred, holy vibes. Yes, good. Otherwise, nothing to learn. Institutionalize defense, security ties. I guess that is the last one this side. And we have another headline, the last one to be touched on the front page of the Hindu paper, today's paper. What is it? US urged to declare SFJ a terror organization. What do the letters stand for? We have here. SFJ means Six for Justice. Six for Justice. Have you heard of this organization anytime? SFJ. Six for Justice. So, India requested the US to declare this particular organization Something like a terror organization. US urged to declare SFJ a terror organization. And you can see a pic, Defense Minister Rajnath Singh with US National Intelligence Chief Tulsi Gabbard in New Delhi on Monday. Exactly, pro-Khalistani looks like that. That's all from today's front page of the Hindu paper. Let us go to today's editorial. As usual, when you ask a question, what is the benefit, what is the enrichment when I watch the video, you improve your reading comprehension skill, you develop contextual awareness, you consolidate your grammar knowledge, you learn effective words, and as usual, you work on mini mocks. Let us start with effective vocabulary or editorial vocabulary. And today's editorial is all about the flu. And before I go to the vocabulary part, the moment I say, I've just said the flu. Smart students should recollect an important rule. What is that? Before certain diseases, there are 5 diseases one has to remember from the exam point of view. We should use a definite article, the. The plague, they have given many a time, the flu, the measles, the mumps, the rickets, all the 5 you should have at your fingertips. Jab. And as I said, today's editorial is all about the flu, influenza, vaccines for elders. A little difficult to comprehend because it goes with the medical field, but there is something to learn. Jab, part of speech, noun, it can also be a verb. Meaning, a noun. As a noun, a quick, sharp blow or push, an injection. Because the editorial is about vaccines, obviously it goes with the medical context and you should consider the second meaning, an injection, especially of a vaccine. As a verb, to poke or thrust sharply, to administer an injection. Jab, jabbed, jabbed. One meaning to push. And jostle also you have to recollect. Another meaning, injection. Shot also you can recollect. Very good. Nani Raju. Injection, shot, vaccine, punch. All the words have been given here. Example, she received a flu jab before the winter season started. Flu jab means injection specifically for flu. Word forms, jab, as I said, it's a regular verb. Jabbed, jabbing, jabs. Word combinations, flu jab, vaccine jab, jab in the arm, give a jab. Word usage, often used informally for vaccinations or quick pokes. Usually it goes with vaccination. Synonyms, injection, shot, poke, punch. Antonyms, extraction. Pushing inside, what is opposite? Taking out. What is the other word for taking out? Extract. Extraction, opposite of an injection. Withdrawal, simple words. And today we have a lot of words, not 4 or 5, more than that. Influenza, part of speech, noun, meaning, a contagious viral infection causing fever, body aches, cough, and respiratory problems. When you see these words, means what? Anil Kumar, means for what? Same thing, they are synonyms, means same meaning. You don't have to think of any other meaning. Coming to fever, cough, common error. A lot of people say, I got fever, I got cough. Wrong. We have to use the indefinite article a. I got a fever, I got a cough, I have a cough. A has to be used. That you should recollect. Example, the outbreak of influenza caused many school closures. Outbreak, noun form. Phrasal verb, break out. Break out means what? To start suddenly. And what are the combination words? One is war, clashes, fights, diseases, and volcanic eruptions and fire. Outbreak of influenza. Word forms, none, uncountable noun. Word combinations, influenza virus, seasonal influenza, pandemic influenza, influenza outbreak. All combinations are important. Word usage, commonly used in medical contexts, also known as flu. Synonyms, flu, viral infection, a respiratory illness, Antonyms: health, wellness. Not exactly, mind you guys. Contagious. Have you heard of this word? Contagious means what? Spreading from one person to another person. Part of speech adjective meaning: easily spread from one person to another through direct or indirect contact. Example: the flu is highly contagious, especially in crowded places. Imagine someone has flu and he enters a crowded place. There are chances many people may get because it's a contagious disease. Part word forms: contagion. I think there's an English movie, Contagion. Noun: contagiously, adverb: contagiousness, noun. Word combinations: contagious disease, typical combination; highly contagious, another typical combination. Contagious laughter. Now you may wonder, how come we are talking about medical context, we are talking about the flu, how come suddenly the combination contagious laughter? They could have also used contagious confidence. I always tell students, see, contagious laughter means everyone is laughing, the whole ambience changes, and others also start laughing. Then we say contagious laughter. But I tell students confidence. Confidence is like chain reaction. So is lack of confidence, that is, what is the word for that? Diffidence. It spreads from one person to another person. And laughter also, yes, Vishnu. Word usage used for diseases, emotions, or behaviors that spread quickly. Contagious laughter means laughter spreading from one person to another person. Synonyms: infectious, transmittable, communicable. Important words. Generally, we use transmittable diseases, communicable diseases. Antonyms: non-infectious, contained. Contained has two different meanings. One meaning, what does it contain? You all know it contains something. But here contain means to control. Another meaning, a different meaning altogether. Contain means what? To control, restrict, limit. Good. Conflate. I think we have got this word for the first time. But do remember the word converge, conflate, in a way related. Part of speech verb meaning to combine two or more things, ideas, concepts, issues into one. Often mistakenly, not intentionally. You club means combine two or three ideas accidentally by mistake. Then you have to use the word conflate. Example: the common cold is often conflated with the flu. There is a difference between common cold and the flu. Both have more or less the same symptoms, and one tries to mix up, then we use the word conflate. And there's a joke on this cold. Have you heard of that? Not a joke, but popular saying. What is it? Imagine someone has a cold, and usually what people say, if you take medicine for cold, it lasts for 7 days. If you don't take medicine for a cold, it lasts for 1 week. What does it mean? Whether you take or not, it is going to be there for a week. It doesn't make any impact. Word forms: conflate verb, conflation noun. Word combinations: conflate two ideas, conflated concepts, conflated arguments, means mixed up. Word usage often used in discussions about confusion between the two similar things, cold and influenza in a way. You guys got the joke? Good. Synonyms: merge, blended, confused, mixed up. All simple words. But the word merging goes with industries or companies. Two companies, they get merged. That's a different combination. Antonyms: differentiated, separated, distinguished. Epidemiologist, an important word, came into the limelight because of the COVID-19. Part of speech noun meaning scientists who study the spread, causes, and effects of diseases in populations. Something like they study an epidemic, an endemic, a pandemic. We use the word epidemiologists. Example: epidemiologists monitor infectious diseases to prevent outbreaks. They monitor these infectious diseases. What is the reason? If they don't monitor, if they don't try to contain or control, then it results in a lot of people get affected, outbreaks. Word forms: epidemiology, study of those aspects or diseases, epidemiological, adjective. Word combinations: epidemiology, research, epidemiologist report, disease epidemiologists. All important combinations, but scientific terms. Word usage, as I said, used in scientific and public health context. One is scientific, the other one is public health. Goes more with public health. Synonyms: public health expert, disease researcher. Antonyms: non-medical professional. But when you see something, amalgamation means gathering. Yes, that's a very good word. Who is this? Banu. Yes, Murli, study of diseases. True. And Madhavi says, that's what I wanted to tell. When you come across something like this, you have to recollect endemic, epidemic, pandemic. Endemic means a small area, restricted to a small area, we use the word endemic. And larger area, then we use the word epidemic. Across the countries and continents, we use the word pandemic. Have you heard of this word any time? Sync, generally we say sync. Sync is a short form of synchronize and sinking here. Sync, part of speech, verb, present participle of sync. Meaning coordinating or matching the timing of two or more things. Synchronize means what? Match. Sync also means the same. Generally we say dubbing, we say lip sync. I'm sure many of you know that. Example, the vaccination schedule should be synced with the flu season. You have a schedule, vaccination schedule, that has to match with the flu season. That time they have to plan that. Word forms: sync, noun or verb, synced, verb, synchronization, noun. That many of you may know. Word combination: sync with, syncing data, time syncing. But do remember the prepositional combination. Sync with, that is a typical prepositional combination. Word usage: commonly used in technology and health planning. Synonyms: coordinating, aligning, matching. Mismatching, desynchronizing, opposite words. Shrift. Have you heard of this any time? I think we have got this word for the first time, if I'm not wrong. Shrift. What does it mean? Part of speech, noun, meaning: little or no attention or consideration given to something. That means you don't consider something important. We have never come across this for the first time. Shrift. We all know the word shift, but what is the word here? Shrift. Example, adult immunization gets short shrift in public health policies. Means they don't take it too seriously. Word forms: short shrift, already used here, common phrase. Word combinations: short shrift, give shrift to. Pay no attention, you can say. Word usage: used in context where something is ignored or dismissed, where something hasn't been taken seriously. You should recollect, very good. Who is this? Madhavi again. Little, a little, the little. Few, a few, the few. Few goes with the countable nouns, little goes with uncountable nouns. Few means hardly anything, almost nothing. It has a negative connotation. A few means at least to some. The few means whatever is there or something specific. All that you have to recollect. Many of our students know synonyms: disregard, neglect, indifference. Antonyms: attention, consideration, focus. Whim. Again, many of our students know the idiom whims and fancies, but we can also use the word whim. Same meaning, whims and fancies and whim. Part of speech, noun, and here had it been whims, plural of whim. Sudden, unpredictable desires or decisions. More than sudden, unpredictable, I usually give decisions or reaction based on emotions, not based on a reason. Government vaccination policy should not depend on whims but science. There should be some logic, there should be some reason. Based on that, the policy should not depend on whims and fancies of the rulers, whims and fancies of the bureaucrats, but they should be based on a reasoning or rationality. Word forms: whimsy. Whimsical is an important one. Banks and SSC, they have given this word form a few times. Whimsical, that you should remember. Word combinations on a whim, follow whims. Childish whims. Some people, they have certain urges. Imagine there's a grown-up person, sees chocolates, gets tempted. Then we say childish whim. Word usage used to describe unpredictable behavior. Synonyms: impulse, fancy, caprice. Caprice, an important word. Capricious means not stable, always fluctuating. Antonyms: plan, stability, rationality. This is the word you have to remember. Based on caprice, stability, opposite. And there's a popular saying I have given my students many a time. I keep doing it. Nothing is more capricious than human mind. I repeat, nothing is more capricious than human mind. What does it mean? We get so many ideas, they keep changing, volatile. We are bombarded with a lot of ideas. Based on that, not stable. Nothing is more capricious than human mind. And when you say something is not stable, always fluctuating, volatile, you have to recollect words like fickle-minded, scatterbrained. Exactly. That's true. Oh, who is this? Purushottam repeated what I've just said. Very good, I appreciate. Let us go to today's editorial. A little difficult to comprehend because it goes with the medical field, but let us see how it goes. A jab in time means what? An injection in time. As a smart learner, you should recollect immediately the difference between in time, on time. What is the difference? Imagine the session is at 9, I start at 9, that is on time. And I arrive, say, about 10 minutes before. Then in time. In time means before time. Exact time, on time. A jab in time on India and vaccination against the flu. Context talks about vaccination, and vaccination regarding what? The flu. Easy to make out. But what is the main idea? India must push for vaccination against the flu for the elderly. And when we take a particular country, when we take the population, we have different age groups. The kids are there, adolescents are there, young youth you come across, and also adults. In time I reached the station, in time to buy a ticket. On time the bus arrived. Who is this? Nani Raju. Good, I appreciate. India must push. Personal obligation in this context by the editorial, by the writer. India must push for vaccination against the flu. Obviously, vaccination against the flu, but which particular group? That is important. For the elderly. Entire editorial depends on that. With recent reports indicating a rise in the seasonal influenza cases in the Delhi NCR area. Again, an important word. Rise, raise, and rise, intransitive verb, irregular verb. Rise, rose, arisen. Raise, raised, raised. A regular verb, a transitive verb. You should recollect immediately. Who is this? Umesh Rathore says, how can we gain fluency like you? Very simple, Rathore. You have to practice. Do remember we have two types of skills. Active skills, passive skills. When it comes to language, there are 4 skills: reading, writing, listening, and speaking. And of these 2 come under active skills, 2 come under passive skills. What are the 2 active skills that go with language skills? One is speaking, the other one is writing. What are the 2 passive skills? Reading and listening. Any active skill like speaking or writing or singing or dancing, do remember the bottom line. Only one thing you have to remember, just to do it. The more the better. Imagine you want to improve your fluency in English. Speak a lot. Speak in different contexts. Speak with a variety of people and try to speak a lot. Then automatically you improve your fluency. But a word of caution. For Indians today in our country, many Indians are intellectually, they're at a different level. They have the intellectual caliber. Graduates, postgraduates, professionals. But unfortunately, when it comes to using English, they take a back step. What is the reason? They have this negative mindset. What is it? They're worried about the mistakes. If you want to improve your fluency, if you want to communicate well, do remember, don't focus on the mistakes. Don't have the fear of mistakes. you're bound to make mistakes because English is not a mother tongue. But it goes this way. When you practice a lot, initially 20 mistakes, then 15, then 10, then 5. Eventually, you reach a stage where you can speak English without any mistakes. You can speak flawless English, you can speak impeccable English, you can speak fluently. But one has to practice. Do remember. That's what I would like to say. Coming back to the editorial. With recent reports indicating a rise in the seasonal influenza cases in the Delhi NCR area. From this, you should understand right now it's a seasonal problem, and right now the cases are being registered in the capital city region, Delhi NCR area. It is once again time to issue a cautionary note and make a renewed effort to push adult vaccination in the country. Because the cases, the number is increasing, one has to be alert, and the government has to tell people, okay, this is spreading very fast, be careful, take precautions, and also it has to focus on push adult vaccination. As I said, this is all about, yes, obviously, Ashmita, what happens when you try to speak, I will tell you what happens. Because you want to speak fluently, and based on my suggestion, you may start, and when you speak, you will make a lot of mistakes. Definitely, you're bound to make mistakes. Others will laugh. Others will criticize, others will look down upon you based on your mistakes. But for some time, you have to be thick-skinned. Have you heard of this idiom, thick-skinned? That means you should not care, you just ignore. Not only you, who is this Manisha, across the country, lakhs of intellectuals have this problem. It is like this. Some people think, okay, I will speak English when I don't make mistakes. That day will never come. And when you speak, you will make mistakes. But eventually the number comes down. You have to wait for that day. In that process, a lot of people criticize. They may laugh at you. Just ignore. Be happy you're making them happy. That's how you have to look at it. Anyhow, the predominant means important strains. The predominant strains involved this season are influenza A and influenza B. Every season, this influenza, then there are certain strains, specific viruses, and names are given. This season, what are the two predominant strains? One is influenza A, the other one influenza B. Many treating physicians and pulmonologists have reported. Pulmonologist, a person who deals with lungs and respiratory diseases. Pulmonologist, an important word. And if you read Word Power Made Easy by Norman Lewis, you come across all the words, different types of doctors. Dermatologist, one who deals with skin. Pulmonologist, one who deals with lungs and respiratory diseases. An important word. They have reported these are the strains this season. And influenza with the moniker flu is a contagious respiratory illness. It is contagious, it is respiratory. It doesn't matter Telugu medium, English medium or Hindi medium also. It's a language, do remember. And many Indians think, okay, only English medium students can speak. No, there are so many English medium students who cannot speak English fluently. Language is something. Medium, when it comes to learning subjects, that is a different thing. One has to practice. Shall I tell a joke? If you say, yes, I will, I'll take 1 minute. In our country, a lot of guys are not good at English, and they go to someone who is reasonably good at English but not a professional. They say, sir, I would like to speak English fluently. What am I supposed to do? And those guys give the suggestion, read the Hindu. That's a joke. The Hindu deals with written English. Here I tell you to read the Hindu because it is important from the exam point of view. If you come to me, if you ask me, sir, I would like to improve my fluency, I want to speak English fluently, what am I supposed to do? Then my suggestion will be, read English novels, initially fiction, then non-fiction. Because when you read an English novel, you come across the actual context you come across in everyday life. English novels deal with everyday English. The Hindu deals with the written English, and also it goes with formal current affairs. Conversational English, we don't talk all these things. We converse. And that, where do you find that? English novels. So my suggestion will be read English novels, not the Hindu paper. The Hindu paper only for the exam, written English. How to understand? You have to listen to someone who is good at English every day. You can easily comprehend. Is a contagious respiratory illness caused by viruses? Obviously. Or what is the culprit here? Virus. While it is routinely conflated with the common cold, means mixed with the common cold, since the symptoms present similarly, they have the same symptoms, so the people may think it is common cold. But this is dangerous. Sudden cough and sore throat with high fever, accompanied by muscle pain, body aches, headaches, fatigue, to get exhausted, and stuffy nose. It is not quite the same. It looks like cold, but you should not conflate. It has other symptoms. What are the other symptoms? High temperature, sore throat, body aches, headaches, all these. And fatigue. Fatigue is an important word. I think we have got this recently. Fatigue means what? To get exhausted. Your energy gets drained out. When you work a lot, you become weak. Then you have to use the word fatigue. And also when you see this sore, you got to be alert as a smart learner. So there are three words you have to recollect. What is the first one given here? SOAR. First one I usually give sore, but what is the given one here? SORE. And the last one people mispronounce. When you take the word SOAR, soar, means what? To fly high in the sky. Goes with birds. Second one, sore throat, sore eyes, sore mouth, painful. It means painful. And people say sore, not sore. The third one is sour. How do you pronounce it? Sour, not sore. All the three you have to recollect. The sentence says, cold and this not one and the same, symptoms are different, but are caused by different viruses and can have varying symptoms and severity. The flu causes mild to serious illness, requiring hospitalization sometimes, and in a few cases, means at least some cases, mostly coinciding with a delay in hospitalization, can even lead to death. If you neglect, it may lead to death. That you should recollect. In India, there are two peaks of seasonal influenza. One from January to March, right now it is a season, and the other in the latter part of the southwest monsoon in August, October. An important word. Tell me why is it important? Later, LATER goes with time. Latter, double TER goes with position. Former, latter. Very important. They've given many a time. You should also recollect quiet, quit. Three different words. India has developed a near real-time surveillance of cases of influenza like illness, ILI, and severe acute respiratory infections, SARI, presenting themselves in health facilities. Talks about what India has been doing, what systems we have in place. This program was further strengthened. You have to become alert. FARTHER, that deals with the distance. FURTHER deals with in addition to something. I teach English in addition to something. That is one thing. There you should also recollect besides. But here she went to the US for further studies. Already a graduate, wanted to become a postgraduate, then further studies. Further strengthened and made more robust during and after the COVID-19 pandemic. I'm sure many of you know the word robust. Robust means what? Strong. There is also real-time surveillance through the countrywide network of diagnostic laboratories. They have been surveillance, watching with a lot of alertness, and through what is the channel? Through diagnostic labs. Epidemiologists say influenza surveillance is a key tool to keep tabs on circulating strains and define seasonality, besides playing an important role in syncing vaccination with relevant circulating strains. Once they resort to surveillance, they understand what sort of strains are in circulation. Based on that, they can develop vaccines and they can give the jabs. With all this information in place, it is highly unlikely that health managers will miss any seasonal uptick of cases. Uptick, an important word. Small increase in something, we use the word uptick. Second part of the editorial, However, the task at hand for governments is a little more complex. A little more complex means at least to some extent complex. It is about being prepared to handle the outbreak by anticipating it and inculcating a sense of preservation, particularly among the high risk groups ranging on the extremes of the age spectrum. Inculcate, generally the word inculcate goes with developing, inculcate values, inculcate patriotism, imbibe, inculcate, infuse, all these words you should recollect. Talks about being alert, anticipating, and focusing on the age spectrum. Then the editorial may go to the main idea. When you take the age spectrum, editorial says we should focus on elderly people. Perhaps editorial is taking us in that direction. Attention should be paid to children and senior citizens and people with chronic respiratory conditions. Three groups have been mentioned. One, children. Second, senior citizens. And third, those with chronic respiratory diseases. Chronic means lasting for a long time. And it goes with diseases, chronic respiratory conditions. Key among the interventions recommended is increasing awareness on vaccination for influenza. People should know about this vaccination against influenza. In fact, people of all ages will benefit from a periodic shot of the updated flu vaccine. Periodic means once in 6 months, once a year. While vaccination for children is by and large acceptable and an area of focus for all health managers, adult immunization gets the short shrift. Adult immunization, we should focus on that, but it is being neglected. Gets the short shrift means ignored. At the moment, it is left to the whims and resources of state governments to offer adult vaccinations. If the state government decides, they get, otherwise they don't get, based on their whims and fancies. How does it end? Targeted awareness campaigns must be clear, urgent in tone, and make an impact on the high-risk groups, particularly because, very simply, vaccines save lives. Awareness is one thing, priority is another thing, and why should we focus on vaccines? Obviously, vaccines, what is the purpose? They save lives. It ends on a positive note. That's all about today's editorial. I think it has taken a lot of time. What time is it? 9:48. Please answer the questions quickly. Yesterday also we ran out of time. Today also I'm afraid we may run out of time. Explicit information based question. What are the predominant strains of influenza circulating this season in Delhi NCR? Answer is influenza A and influenza B. Good, within no time. Explicit information, one more question. Which months typically see seasonal influenza peaks in India? There are two seasons, one at the beginning of the year, the other southwest monsoon time. One is January, March, other one August, October, southwest monsoon when it comes to end or peak season. Implicit means implied. Why is real-time surveillance of influenza important? As per the editorial. Why should we do that? To keep a record of flu-related deaths? No. To track circulating strains and sync vaccination efforts. They have to know the strains. Accordingly, they have to develop the vaccine and they have to sync. That is important. I think it is buffering. Wait for a few seconds. Read the next one quickly. Writer's views. What is the writer's opinion regarding vaccination for influenza? Mandatory for all citizens? No. It is important especially for high-risk groups and should be promoted actively. Seems okay. Yes, answer is B. What is the answer here? B is the answer. The last one, I suppose, what is the tone of the editorial? I think it is buffering. Tone. It is not sarcastic and dismissive, analytical and persuasive, seems right. Humorous and light-hearted. Why will they do that? Answer is B. No, B. B is the answer. Error location, you have a sentence here, the 4 parts. See where the error is. The ICC was created by the Rome Statute in response to a need to have a permanent court instead of ad hoc tribunals for war crimes and crimes against the humanity. Looks like there is a problem. It got stuck, I think, Veera. We should not say the humanity. Answer is D. What is wrong with the last part? Humanity, not the humanity. Now it's okay. The should not be there. Redundancy. Choose a most appropriate word to fill in the blank. The arrest of Duterte marks a rare success in the ICC's attempts to make senior political figures for their crimes. Make them what? Make them accountable, not accused, not convicted, not just. Make them accountable for their crimes. Accountable, that's the right word. The very first one. Double fillers, the ICC has often been accused of. Its focus on Africa, moving mainly against warlords and leaders in what sort of zones? No, battle zones you can consider peace? No. You can consider battle, conflict, war. But first one, shifting its focus or concentrating its focus, restricting, not shifting. So what is the answer? Concentrating and conflict zones. We have 4 words. Try to get the meanings. One is impeachment, a formal process to remove a public official. Stymie, a special Stymie means to obstruct or hinder progress. Tribunal, a special court for justice in specific cases. Ratify, what are you left with? Legal approval of a treaty or law. Hope you guys got it right. Let us go to the last but one. Stymie, where has it been used properly? The government's refusal to cooperate has stymied the investigation. This itself you can decide, and you don't have to go to the other options also if you are really confident. Answer is A. The last one for today, select the grammatically correct sentence. The ICC's decision has been questioned due to its jurisdictional limitations. Seems okay. The ICC's decision has been questioned due to its possessive pronouns never take an apostrophe. The ICC's decision has been questioned due of grammatically wrong. The ICC's decision has been questioned to its. Question to its? No. The ICC's decision has been questioned due to its jurisdictional limitations. Answer is A. That's all for today. I hope you guys have got enriched. Have a nice day. And not an easy editorial. Try to read once or twice and work on important words. I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you very much.